This is Amelia M. with Phenom number 338217. The time is 12:07 and the date is recorded. Thank you for agreeing to speak with me. Is it okay if I do this?
You're already recording on video.
True, but government redundancy is a thing, Mr. Wilde.
I see. Well, if you're expecting me to tell how this all started or why I never died, you're going to be disappointed. I honestly don't know.
Well, what can you tell me?
I can tell you my story.
That's a start.
You see that? That's the real Dorian Gray.
You mean the character that you created in your novel?
Yeah. The character I wrote back before he came to life. Back when I was publishing the poems. You know, I doubt I need to explain the events of my life before everything happened. There's a pretty good article on Wikipedia about all that. Come to think of it, maybe that's where we should start.
All right. So tell me about after you died then.
No. My story won't make any sense at all then. Not until I tell you the juicy parts Wikipedia left out. Justifiably, of course. It's not like they knew or were in existence then.
What didn't they know?
I was working as an editor for a lovely magazine called The Ladies' World. The content was lovely, not so much the name. That's why I changed it. Anyway, it was shortly after I took that position when I received a most interesting visitor at my office. He was tall, definitely taller than I was, definitely taller than was average during those days. His eyes were the most striking thing about him. They were very bright, you see. A vivid, almost effervescent shade of blue. A color I'd never seen in any other eyes before. Yes. To look at him then, you wouldn't even know he wasn't human.
Your own eyes are quite brown. I thought once you died.
They did change. They're blue as blue can be now. I wear contacts.
You're saying you're wearing contacts like you're in disguise? Why?
We'll get there. Now, where were we?
Your visitor.
Oh, right. He offered me a position? I suppose we can call it that. Oh, God. I truly had no concept of what he was. He never told me what the position was exactly. Rather, it seemed a blanket offer, something he had extended to so many people before me. Let me just tell you, it was insane. Immortality. Life everlasting. I asked, why me? Just as if I didn't think him crazy as a loon. He said my creativity was powerful, and therefore, what more fitting prize can there be except for unending life?
I'm sorry about that. I thought it was charged before we came. It's on the charger now, though. Please continue.
Where was I?
Talking about he mentioned your creativity.
He said my creativity was powerful, and therefore, what more fitting prize can there be except unending life? Stupidly, I laughed him out of the building. Sarcasm has always come naturally to me, and the cynical eye I turned to his ludicrous offer seemed appropriate at the time. Had I known it was less of an offer and more of a curse, I'd have begun preparations for an immediate departure. not from England and from the very earth.
What was his name?
Oh, what name doesn't he use? Some call him Oberon. Some call him Hastur, but if you ask me, he really comes from a time before names. The best nomenclature would probably be the King in Yellow.
That's a hell of a visitor. Was this the Lovecraftian King in Yellow?
Yes? No? Maybe so. All I really know is that the creature is devious, monstrous and powerful, a true abomination in the real world. It was after this discussion that I wrote the picture of Dorian Gray. It was during my time in Reading jail that he visited me one last time, and by this time, running wasn't exactly an option. By 1890, I knew my life in England was over and I needed to flee. I traveled to America. I roamed the plains endlessly, laboring for farmers, mining companies. I worked on the Union Pacific Railway for a time, bringing the trains out west. Did you know that?
To be honest, we didn't even know you'd faked your death or that you were still alive.
Then I succeeded in hiding at that level at least. Can I get some more coffee?
Sure, let's pause this.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
So anyway, it was during my crossing of the Atlantic that I met Ishmael for the first time. Do you know Ishmael?
I'm afraid that's classified.
Am I classified? Well, let's just call him Ishmael. At the time, we had no idea who we both were. I mean, to say that would eventually change in the Brotherhood, but he did give me the idea of changing my name so that I would be harder to find. The joke's on him. It's been just over a century and there are a ton of Isaacs residing all over the world. Guess how many Ishmaels you'll find in the phone book? Wait, we don't have phone books anymore. Things change so fast. Where was I?
Hiding out.
Yes. I continued the untenable itinerant life until 1928. I was in Dearborn, Michigan, applying at the Ford Company. It had been less than a successful day, but when I returned to my lodging house, there was a man sitting on my bed. And by that, I don't mean the stranger who has also leased a bed for that night.
You mean the King in Yellow?
No. He introduced himself as the Bard.
The same bard who headed the Brotherhood?
So that's how you know him. Well, let's not make much ado about nothing and move on. For over 70 years, I worked for the Brotherhood. Our goal was to stymie all of the King in Yellow's endeavors in any way possible. It's an endless battle. It gets exhausting. After so many decades, I needed a break. In 2002, the San Francisco LGBTQ Center opened its doors. I'd been hiding for twice as many years as I lived. Imagine living for 70 years pretending to be someone you're not, for fear the devil might track you down. One can hardly blame me for craving the silken touch of my previous life. So I went to California. I worked as a custodian there for almost 20 years before the Brotherhood called me back. There had been some developments.
Developments. Wait, you just said this happened in 2002? So I know you're not talking about the zombie situation.
Yeah, I know. I'm not using the word apocalypse to describe it either. And no, I'm not talking about the zombies. One of our operatives, we'll call him Bastion, had been in contact with an interesting woman. She didn't seem like much when I met her. But the plan she created would single-handedly halt the King in Yellow's ambitions.
Do you remember what her name was?
We'll call her Queen Guinevere. The events of our last meeting, which you've implied you had some knowledge about, we were discussing whatever options we thought we had that might have aided her in her own plans. That was when all hell broke loose.
The attack?
Yeah, the attack. The monsters found us.
We're calling them inconsistencies.
I'm surprised they're not classified too.
Too many people saw them. So is there anything else you can tell me?
No. You really need someone in the Brotherhood who's more in the know than I am.
Do you know where we might find that person you mentioned? The Bard.
The Brotherhood scattered that day. We ran for our lives. I have no idea where the others are, and to be honest, I hope they never find me again either.
I really need to find them. Who else is in the Brotherhood?
Sorry. That's classified.
I see. Well, thank you, Isaac.